This is a congressman who actually refutes his own point in his own point. This latest anti-Trump fake news media story that President Trump was briefed about this Russian bounty put on the heads of U.S. So remember this one? Put on the heads of U.S. soldiers, paid to Taliban, agents of the Taliban who wanted to kill us. Ladies and gentlemen, whether the intelligence is true right now, we don't know. It is yet to be verified. I've explained numerous times examples of how this works. I can't express to you in strong enough terms how critical it is right now. And I mean, I think this should be evidenced by what happened with the Spygate debacle, where President Obama was briefed by John Brennan about a PP tape dossier that was so obviously false that it altered the course of human history. Do you get that? I've explained this numerous times, how when I was an agent in Indonesia with the Secret Service, we thought we had a potential terror attack on our hands, and the president was an hour from landing. And everybody was like, what do we do? Well, I was the lead. I had to make the call. I said, we're not going to brief him until we figure out what's going on. We can always turn him around or stop him from coming to the hotel we were in. Turned out the incident was entirely innocent. The guy was not a terrorist. Why didn't we brief the president? Because we didn't know. I've told the story now 3 times. You don't brief the ultimate decision maker, the president of the United States, on information you don't have or not reasonably confident is true. You could change world history like spying on the president because you thought he was a Russian agent like Barack Obama did on then candidate Trump. So here's Seth Moulton, failed presidential candidate. He's a congressman and using his military experience, by the way, to give an example that proves my point, not his, but, he's a Democrat, so it's always tough to get through. He's on CNN with Jake Tapper, and he's asked about this intelligence, and he gives an example, saying, hey, if it were me when I was a platoon commander. Exactly. That's the point. Listen to the cut. I'll explain on the other side of it.
If I, as a platoon commander, received a report that my platoon might get ambushed, that perhaps we would get blown up by a mine, and I failed to say, well, we should take mine-resistant vehicles. Perhaps I said, it's not 100%, so we're just going to go out on foot, and my platoon got blown up. I wouldn't be on Twitter defending myself. I would be in prison, because that is the basic level of command responsibility expected of the most junior officers in our military. And so for Trump to deny that as commander-in-chief is the ultimate dereliction of duty.
Do you understand how this guy just entirely refuted his point in his point? He said, if I was a platoon commander and I thought there was a roadside bomb and sent my troops into it and they got killed, I'd be in jail. Exactly. He then follows it up by saying, that's my basic level of command decision. Yes. That is your basic level of command decision. That's not the president's call. He refutes his own. Is this, Joe, is this getting through? Do you get what I'm saying? Me as an on-the-ground GS-13 Secret Service agent, I had to make a command decision to investigate this suspicious activity in a hotel room. It was not the president's call. He didn't need to know about it. And Seth Moulton talking about his job is right. If Seth Moulton, when he was a platoon commander, did not do that and his troops were killed and he ignored it, he would be in the brig. He's right. If I, as an agent in Indonesia, saw suspicious activity in a hotel room, did not investigate it, it turned out to be a subject planting a bomb in the hotel room and it went off, I'd be in jail too. But he refutes his own point. He says, that's my basic level of command. And the commander-in-chief should know this. And he is not, the commander-in-chief is not at the basic level of command you're talking about to address the problem you just mentioned. Are you suggesting that the president of the United States should be briefed about every roadside explosive, suspected roadside explosive throughout war zones around the world? Is that what you're saying? This is a congressman who actually refutes his own point in his own point. Of course not. There are basic levels of command structure. GS-13 special agents with the Secret Service, platoon commander on the ground. There are higher ups. You have generals, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star. you have the Joint Chiefs Chairman, then you have the President of the United States. All who get intel from the DIA, the CIA, the NSA, they have to decide every day, given the president's limited time, he doesn't work 24 hours a day, he's not an automaton, which one of those decisions are important enough and based on sound enough intelligence that it's going to require an executive call by the president. Whether you should drive by a potential roadside bomb in Iraq is not one of those decisions. Does he miss that? Whether the president should come to that hotel or not, when we've yet to decide if the man was a terrorist or a businessman, is not the president's call. It was mine, and we made it. Do you get that? Like he refuted his own point. It was not a decision that intelligence officials felt should be brought to the president because the intelligence they had, they didn't feel was verified strongly enough. I'm like astonished we're still talking about this because it's such a basic point that you would think the Democrats would be more cognizant of the fact that they're making themselves look silly in their own press appearances. It was a command level decision at my level, at the basic level I made. The commander in chief should do the same. What? You hear what you're saying? Good luck, seriously, calling up the president for every single battlefield decision made in war zones around the world.
You just heard Dan Bongino.